Welcome to Autopilot's training video series designed to help you get the most for your ProfitPilot system. The back-office setup video will cover all of the configuration options that need to be set in your ProfitPilot before you can begin using the system. Now, let's begin. First thing you're going to want to do is log into the back-office software. Open up an internet browser window and display www.profitpilot.net. This will display the login screen. Enter your username and password. Then click Login to display the system. Once the system is loaded, you're going to want to click the Setup tab, and from the left-hand side of the screen you'll see it will automatically be displayed the My Account page. This page includes the site information as well as POS information at the bottom. The first thing that you want to do is go ahead and enter your store information. The store number should not be changed, so please do not change the store number. Your phone number, address, city, state, and zip code. You can also set the time zone that your car wash operates in. If your facility collects taxes, you want to go ahead and enter your tax rate in the 3 tax rate fields that are provided. Finally, at the bottom there should be an IP address. This should already be preset by the ProfitPilot technical support. If you do not have an IP address in this field, please contact technical support to obtain this information. When you have completed entering My Account, click Submit to save your changes. The next section will cover how to configure a POS device. If you scroll down on your screen, you'll see the POS information listed underneath the My Account. You'll see entries for any point-of-sale device that you're going to have attached to your ProfitPilot system. If you're just using the ProfitPilot, you'll only need 1 entry for the point of sale. If you are using HTK automated pay stations, you'll need an entry for each HTK. If you have purchased the WashPilot tunnel controller, you also need to have an entry for the tunnel controller. If you have the Mobile Pilot handheld device, you will again need to have an entry for the handheld. To add a new point-of-sale device to your system, click the Add POS from the Actions box on the left-hand side of the screen. This will open up a new point-of-sale configuration window. We'll go ahead and we'll run through the different options that are available in this window. Keep in mind that setup in this window is generally a one-time thing that you'll do when you first install your ProfitPilot. Once these settings are active, you generally will not change them any further without affecting system operation. The point-of-sale configuration, the POS number is automatically assigned by the system. Enter a name for your point-of-sale device such as POS or HTK1. Select the type of POS from the drop-down list. This can be a point-of-sale, an HTK, a WashPilot, or a handheld. If you would like to allow double discounting at your car wash, you will want to check the box to allow double coupons. This will allow multiple coupons to be applied to the same item when it's sold at the point of sale. Some facilities do not want to do this because there's only allowed to be 1 discount per item. If you do want to allow double discounting, make sure and check this box. The next section will cover the controller integration. If you do not have a WashPilot tunnel controller, you can skip this section. If you do have a WashPilot tunnel controller, you will want to check the box to enable the controller integration. This will allow the WashPilot and the ProfitPilot to communicate with each other. If you have the controller enabled, you'll want to specify which version of the WashPilot you are on. You may need to verify this information with Autopilot technical support. Enter the controller service port that you will be using. The default setting is 10007. Next, you'll want to enter your controller IP address. This address is almost always going to be 10.10.10.11. This is the IP address that is hard-coded on the WashPilot when it is shipped. The next setting is your controller port. You'll want to enter 1008 as the default setting. And finally, if you do want the system to queue transactions, check the box to queue transactions. The next section will cover your credit card gateway information. If you do not have the information from your credit card provider, you're going to want to pause the video and obtain that information first before trying to complete this section. Once you have your credit card information available, you'll want to scroll down in the window to the Credit Card Gateway field. If you will not be processing credit cards directly through the ProfitPilot and instead are processing through an external terminal, nothing in this window will need to be applied. If you do want to process credit cards directly through the ProfitPilot, you'll want to first check the Enable Credit Card Processing button. Next thing you will do is select which gateway that you will be using, and based on the gateway chosen, you will see different options listed on the right-hand side. This is where you'll need to enter your credit card company's specific information. This information is vital to credit card processing working correctly on the system. Again, if you don't have this information available, you'll want to contact your credit card gateway provider to receive it. Check the Use Open Refunds box if you want to allow cashiers to process open refunds from the point of sale. An open refund does not require a previous receipt. The cashier can simply enter any refund amount and process the refund. If your car wash is going to have monthly recurring billing programs where a customer's credit card is automatically charged, then you will want to enable the recurring billing checkbox. This will enable the system to automatically bill the customer's credit card every month. If you are doing recurring billing, you will almost certainly need to enter a secondary gateway ID and password. Again, this information will be provided from your gateway. The next section covers prepaid gateway information. This is used if you're going to use a prepaid gateway such as Points to Partner or World Gift Card. If you are using one of these providers, they will provide the information that's necessary for this section. You'll simply want to enable prepaid gateway and then enter the ID and password provided to you. The next section covers account processing for fleets. If you are using an external provider, you'll want to select that provider from the drop-down menu and then enter the information that has been provided by them. The next section covers external point-of-sale information for using devices such as an HTK. You'll simply want to check the box to enable external processing, specify what type of device that you will be using, which in this situation will only be an HTK, and enter the service port and IP addresses and password that are provided to you from the HTK automated pay station. And finally, at the bottom of the window is the information for the handheld point of sale. To enable the handheld, simply check the box and enter the encryption key and password. When all changes have been made, be sure to click the Submit button to save everything and return back to the main setup window. The next section will cover how to configure a receipt. We're still on the Setup tab, so simply click Receipt from the submenu box on the left-hand side of the screen. This will display a window where you can configure your receipt. Your site name, address, and phone number will automatically appear at the top of the receipt that you entered in the My Account information. The settings that are provided should be left as is and only make changes as necessary. If you would like to print the SKU number of any item that you are selling, for example, if you're selling barcoded merchandise and you want to print that SKU number on the receipt, you'll want to check the Print SKU box. If you would like to have a receipt printed immediately, meaning as you're making the sales transaction, the receipt will automatically begin printing, you can check the Print Immediate box. If you would like to have multiple copies of your receipt printed, simply check the box to print a copy, and 2 copies will automatically be printed of your receipt. And finally, if you would like to print a barcode on your receipt, the barcode is the transaction number of the transaction in barcode format. Simply click the Print Barcode checkbox. When complete, click the Submit button. Next, we'll cover how to configure the point-of-sale buttons on your system. From the Setup tab, choose POS Buttons from the left-hand side of the screen. This will load a representation of the point-of-sale buttons that are available on your point-of-sale system. This is what the cashier will see when they're making sales transactions. At the top of the screen, you'll see your Quick Cash buttons. The quick cash buttons are available to a cashier to speed up their transaction time. So instead of having to enter 2000 on the screen, a cashier can simply click 20 to have $20 entered into the system. The cash buttons can be any amount of currency. They do not have to be a specific dollar denomination. You could enter 7, 9, 12, or any value that you like. It's generally recommended to enter the amounts of currency that you'll receive on a repeated basis over and over again. Again, the purpose here is to speed up the transaction time for your cashier. To specify the denominations for your quick cash buttons, simply enter the amount that you'd like in the button value field. This information is automatically saved. It does not require that you click the Submit button. Underneath the quick cash buttons are the quick key buttons. Quick keys are the buttons on the point of sale, so when a cashier presses the button, that will be the item that will automatically be sold. Again, what you're seeing is a graphical representation of the actual buttons that are available on the point of sale screen. You have two sections here. You have the top section, which is the menu, and you have the bottom section, which is the actual buttons that are pressed to sell an item. If you'd like to change the names of your menus, simply click Settings. A drop-down menu will be displayed. You can enter the specific menu title and choose the color for this menu. When complete, simply click Update Menu to save your changes. To specify an individual item that you'd like to have attached to a button, click the empty link. This will display a drop-down menu where you can attach a specific item to this button. The key type, item from inventory, would be an item that you'd like to sell. Programmable would be a selling function. Report would be a report. And promotion would be something like a coupon, discount, gift card, or a wash book. Once you've selected the item for this key, you'll then specify the actual item that you want to have attached to this button from the list. If you would like to have that button prompt the cashier to enter a price, check this options box. If not, the system will automatically use the default price that's programmed to that item. Key text is the words that will display on the button that the cashier will see. This is how they'll know which button to select to sell that specific item. When you're complete, simply click Update Key to save your changes. Now let's take a closer look at the Selling Functions page. Selling functions are actions that will happen in the system, such as voids, refunds, paid ins, or paid outs. Your ProfitPilot system will automatically be pre-configured with many selling functions, and you'll see them here on the screen. You can modify the selling function that's assigned to a button. You can also program a selling function to be available on one of the other menu pages. To add a selling function, simply click the link under Empty, choose Programmable for your key type, and under Action Performed, click the drop-down menu to see a list of all available selling functions. For a complete description of each selling function and what it does, please refer to your ProfitPilot user manual. Once your selling function is selected, there may be an additional parameter to enter. Again, refer to your user manual for a list of parameters. The key text field are the words that will appear on the button so that a cashier can recognize that action. Enter your text for the button and click Update Key to save your changes. Please be aware that all changes made to your POS buttons will then be downloaded to the point of sale in a batch. The point of sale must be restarted in order for any button changes to take effect. Now, we'll go ahead and we'll cover reporting options in the system. From the Setup tab, click Reporting on the left-hand side of the screen. From here, you'll want to specify what day of the week that your work week starts on. Click the drop-down list to see a list of available days and choose the day your work week begins on. If you are paying overtime, you'll want to specify your overtime settings. Overtime can be anything over 40 hours per week or anything over 8 hours per day. This will be set based on your state's specific requirements. If the number of hours per day or week is different, you can simply enter the correct variable in the field that's provided. When this information has been entered, click Submit to save it. If you're going to be using the Cash Management module, you'll want to enter a beginning balance for your safe. The ProfitPilot will automatically update this information based on sales that go through the point of sale or an HTK pay station. You'll want to enter your safe's beginning balance and click Submit to save the change. If at any time the balance of your safe does change, you can simply re-edit from this field here and click Submit to save it. Next, we'll cover departments. From the Setup tab, simply click Departments on the left-hand side of the screen. Your ProfitPilot system will come pre-configured with several departments. Do not delete or change these departments as they are used for certain reporting options in the system. If you need to have more departments than what's available, you can add new departments by clicking Add Department on the left-hand side of the screen. This will open a window where you can create a new department. Enter a name for the department in the field provided and a description of this department. If this department is taxable, from the drop-down menu, specify the correct option. If you'd like to have this department counted in your car counts, select the box to include it in the wash department. Underneath this, for your reports, you'll want to specify what type of department this is, as well as if this department has a parent department. Once all of your settings are made, click Submit to save the changes. You'll see a list of all of your departments here on the Departments tab. If you'd like to edit an existing department, simply click the Edit icon to the right-hand side. This will open that department so that you can make changes to it. When your changes are complete, simply click Submit to save them. If you needed to delete a department, you can use the Delete icon on the right-hand side. If the Delete icon is grayed out, it means that you cannot delete this department from the system. Next, we'll cover batches. From the left-hand side of the screen, select Batches. A batch is a file of information. As you make changes in your back-office software, you need to get that information down to your point of sale. You do that with a batch. The system can be configured to automatically send batches, or you can send manual batches. You'll see a list of all of the batches displayed on your screen. On the left-hand side of the screen, you'll have Actions. You can clear the old batches that are displayed. You can also toggle between automating your batches or making them a manual process. Simply by clicking this icon, we'll toggle the switch off or on. There are times when you don't want to have the process automated. For example, if you're going to be adding a lot of new merchandise items to your system and you don't want them being added to the point of sale until you're completely done entering all of them into the system. You might want to disable the automatic batching until all of your settings have been entered, and then once complete, restore the automatic batching so the settings can all go down at once. On the Actions menu, you do also have the ability to start a new batch, and you can send down specific batches for specific items that are created in the system. For example, if you added new employees, you could do just an employees only batch. If you're having a problem with information not being sent down to your point of sale, you'll want to manually kick off a batch, and that will restore the information that's available. You can also view specific information about a batch by clicking the View button. You could also delete batch information by clicking the Delete icon. Next, we'll cover how to configure your dashboard. The dashboard is the first page in the ProfitPilot system that you'll see when you log in. The dashboard contains several charts and graphs and will display all of your car wash's vital sales information. You can configure your dashboard items as well as how your quick count is configured. The quick count will tell you how many cars you've washed so far today, your total sales, and your dollar per car calculation. Now let's see how to set up this information. Click the dashboard from the left-hand side. You'll see a list of all of the charts and graphs that are now configured to be displayed. When your ProfitPilot is brand new, the dashboard will be completely empty. To add a new dashboard icon, simply click Add Dashboard from the left-hand side of your screen. This will display a window that allows you to create a new dashboard widget. The position controls the location that this graph will be displayed. As you add more and more charts, you'll see this position number automatically increment. The Data field is all of the available charts and graphs in the system. Select the chart that you'd like to see. In the Name field, you can specify a name for this chart. You can specify what type of graph, the site number, as well as a date range and a color for your chart. When you're completed, click the Submit button to save changes. As you add charts and graphs, you'll see them listed in the window. If you needed to edit an existing dashboard, simply click the Edit wrench. If you wanted to delete a dashboard, click the Delete icon. You can clear the entire dashboard by clicking Delete All Dashboards from the left-hand side of the screen. To configure your Quick Count setup, select Quick Count Setup from the Actions box. The Quick Count setup allows you to specify which departments are included in the calculation for how many cars have been sold, your sales, as well as your dollars per car. Use the checkboxes to specify which departments you want to have included in this calculation. For example, if you're a car wash and you sell merchandise, but you do not want to include merchandise sales in your car count or your sales, simply uncheck the box. If you do want to include merchandise in your total sales for the day, you would check the box. Make the changes necessary and click Submit to save any changes. You can also access the Quick Count setup directly from the dashboard page. From your dashboard on the right-hand side, you have a Settings box. Simply click this and it will automatically take you to configuring the dashboard. Next, we'll take a look at the operating hours for your facility. Choose Operating Hours from the left-hand side of your screen. The system will display a chart for each day of the week where you can specify your opening time and your closing time. Modify the hours as necessary and click Apply to save your changes. And finally, we'll take a look at the automatic email and text reports from the system. Choose Email Text Reports from the left-hand side of the screen, and you'll see a list of any email text reports that have been programmed to automatically generate in the system. By default, this will be blank if you're starting with a new ProfitPilot. To add a new email text report, click Add New from the left-hand side of the screen. At the top, you can specify if you'd like an email or a text message to be sent. For an email, you'll enter the email address to send it to. For a text message, you'll enter the phone number as well as the carrier. Then specify if you'd like the cars per hour, the key stats, or the labor summary to be sent out. You can choose any or all of these options. The scheduling will control the frequency that this information will be sent to you. You can specify a specific time or generate a custom schedule by clicking the Custom button. From here, you can specify at what time of the day you would like to receive this information. When your information is entered, click Create to save your changes. There's no limit to the number of email and text reports you can have automatically sent out of the system. If you need to change an existing setting, just click the Edit wrench. If you need to delete an email text report, click the Delete icon. This concludes the back office setup video. Please proceed to the next video in the series.